Champions League finals tomorrow. PSG Arsenal. I think it's going to be a banger of a game. But I do have a hot take that, most people might disagree with. I'm going to be honest. I have no idea who's going to win this game, but I don't think it's as clear cut as people think. I think that this Arsenal team is a lot better than people are giving them credit for, and Paris has some concerns. Dembele has an injury. I think he'll play, but he has an injury. Hakimi's injured. I think Nuno Mendes might have been hurt. Okay, so he's available, but he's discomfort. Dembele, Mendes, Hakimi, they're all fit to play, but just with the knocks that they have, they're not gonna be at their best. Dembele's only played 2,000 minutes this year, or something crazy like that. So for me, it's the workload is a lot, and they're thinking about World Cup final. I think Arsenal, on the other hand, they're healthy. They have a lot of depth, and you got to think about what the odds makers are saying. If you were to ask the average person, what chance does Arsenal have to win the Champions League against PSG? They would probably say, 25%, 30%. But Kalshi, DraftKings, all these major markets are saying, nope, Arsenal actually have close to 50% chance to win, right? If you look at these odds, money line to win, this is almost 50%. The implied odds of plus 120, they're saying they have a 45% chance to win. And in my experience, when the general public is saying one thing and the sports books are saying are pushing a different narrative, I tend to think that the sports books are correct. I mean, they have the best models, the best AI in the world. They spend millions of dollars on this. So I think there's an angle for Arsenal here, especially when you look at the total goals, right? They're saying they're setting the line at 2.5, which means there's around a 50% chance there will be three or more goals, and around a 50% chance there will be two. With this PSG team and how free flowing and beautiful their attacking football is, you would expect there to be like 4 or 5 goals in this game. If this game stays under 3 goals, I think Arsenal will win this game because they're very experienced. Let's look at Arsenal's results in the Champions League, right? They tied Atletico Madrid. They beat Atletico by 1. They beat Sporting by 1. They tied Sporting. They beat Leverkusen by 2. They tied Leverkusen. I don't believe they've lost a game all year. I mean, they're undefeated in the Champions League, which is hard to do in this new format, especially when you're playing Bayern. I mean, they beat Bayern, which is wild. They're very good against these strong teams. I mean, and they just win games that are close. In games where there's less than 3 goals, it does not look like they've lost. This one to City in the Carabao Cup final. They have not lost a game other than the one to City where it's been under 3 goals. And for the most part, they're saying that there's a less than 50% chance this game goes to 3 goals. I know PSG are incredible, and this is my prediction. I think the game stays close. I think Arsenal, may sit back a little bit, but are, dangerous against this Paris backline. I think it stays close, and I think Arsenal grind out a win. That's my prediction. No one's giving them any credit except for the books, and I think that people are overlooking some of these injuries that Paris have and underrating Arsenal. I mean, they won the Premier League. It's the best league in the world for a reason. So I say this is my crazy hot take. I've with no evidence for it. It goes to overtime. Arsenal score 1. Game ends 1-0. Oof, I don't know. All right. I mean, look, all of this. the results, looking at the results, looking at the odds, I think Arsenal win. I think it's a close game and Arsenal win like 1-0. I'm going to go against the grain here. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I know PSG are the big favorite, but I think Arsenal have a shot here. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Helps the channel out. Got some more World Cup content coming soon. Going to be breaking down the teams and stuff. So, see you next time.